Welcome to another episode of the Blue Water Running Podcast, where we feature and celebrate the amazing high school and collegiate cross-country and track and field athletes and their accomplishments from the Blue Water area. On Saturday, May 30th, Algonac sophomore Jenna Dobbs earned her first all-state track and field medal by placing fourth at the Division III state finals in the 400-meter dash, running 59.36 seconds. After chasing a sub-60-second time all season, she broke the school record, which just happened to belong to her own mom. Jenna now sits at number 6 all-time in the Blue Water area and has the current number 1 time in the area from this 2026 season. Along with trying cross-country for the first time last fall and dropping her 5K time by nearly 2 minutes, she is also a competitive gymnast balancing multiple high-level sports. Join us as we chat about her season, her goals for the future, and get to know her personally as a Blue Water area athlete. Welcome to the Blue Water Running Podcast, Jenna.
Thank you.
Well, tell us about your all-state podium moment. You went to the state meet. You had already broken your school record, but you hadn't gone sub-60. You got to climb the all-state podium. So talk about the moments leading up to that and how you felt when you found out.
Okay, so walking into the state meet, I knew I had to place high in my heat to even get a chance to place. And I was seated 12th, so I pretty much thought I had to win my heat if I even wanted to get a chance to place. And so only athletes were allowed in the infield, so my parents and coaches were all just pouring out a ton of information and advice so I could reach my goal. But I knew what I was doing and I knew I would be fine. So usually before my races, I'm really nervous and really scared about how I'm going to do. But before this race, I actually felt really calm. And I think I realized I was going to PR when I looked at the clock when I was about 50 to 60 meters away. And the time on the clock was 49 seconds. After my race was done, I was almost sure I PR'd, but I had no idea what my time was and if I beat the school record or if I even placed. I placed third in my heat with still another heat to go, and that was the fastest heat coming up. So after placing third in my heat, I left the field to go find my parents and coaches. And right after I left the field, my dad called me and told me that I should stay on the infield with no explanation. So this is when I knew I placed, but I still didn't know that I got 4th place until I went up to the podium.
Now I have to ask, did you find it helpful, neutral, or I don't want to say harmful, but a problem or, a negative that people could not come on the infield with you? Because I know that was a big matter of debate this year when they made that ruling. So I'm curious to get an athlete's perspective.
Yeah. I thought it was really helpful. I really liked getting all the focus and just being alone so I could focus and just, I don't know.
Not have any distractions.
Yeah, not having any distractions or anybody trying to talk to me and just being alone with my thoughts.
Well, I also know, so you were in a different location than the Division II state meet. Obviously, they're all in different spots. But the Hamilton High School location for D2 is notorious for 0 cell phone service. Nobody can get service. So you can't look up results. Gosh. You can't text anybody. You can't call anybody. So I'm guessing that was not a problem for you if your dad was calling and saying, hey, stay down there.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Okay, well, that's good. So, so you find out you are all state. So how about the moment when you walk up onto the stand? How did that feel?
It felt unreal because this has been one of my goals since last season to run sub-minute and to place at states, and it just felt unreal.
Yeah, it's a really incredible moment, and it's so exciting just to see kids from our area do that. And you are only a sophomore, so got lots of time left to do more, right?
Yes.
Well, let's backtrack into your younger years. So the why of why you are a track runner. So most runners have a why. So what first drew you to track and field? How did you get involved? And what is it about the 400 that you thought was a good fit for you?
Okay, so I started running track in like seventh grade, and I've always wanted to do track. So I joined because my parents did track, and a lot of my friends were doing track. So I thought, like, why not? And I've always been pretty fast, so I knew I wanted to be a sprinter. And I started off by just running like 100s and 200s, and I think I also ran a 4 by 200 in seventh grade. And all season, my mom was trying to convince me to run the 400, and I just didn't want to because, so she was a 400 runner too. And so finally, at the end of the season, I decided to just try it and run it. And I ended up doing pretty good. I ended up running a 109 in my first ever 400. And that's pretty much when I knew it was my event. And after that, I ran the 400 all of my eighth grade season and continued to get better and better since.
Yeah, and we're going to touch on this later too, but I'm sure your mom had a little bit of knowledge about the 400 when she was trying to talk you into it. Spoiler alert, her mom had the record and she broke it. So,
Yes.
well, I don't know if you're aware, I go through and I do custom lists on athletics.net where I pull in certain things I filter. And so I updated the all-time list for any school that I cover. I call it the Blue Water area. I know there's some different ideas about what Blue Water area is, but any of the schools that I cover on Blue Water Running, I put those in. And so it aggregates or filters all of the results that are available from all time for any athlete. I'm sure there's some that are missing. Obviously, not everything was digital and some of the times were hand timed and so on. But based on what we have and what we can gather, you are sixth all time of any female athlete in the 400 meters in the Blue Water area. So that's a pretty impressive achievement. So I just want to take a little time to just note that and say, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
It's a big thing.
So how has your approach to training changed or evolved since you were a freshman? Because like you said, you didn't think you were a 400-meter runner and then you had to try it out and then you had to learn it. And it can take years to learn a race. I mean, I ran the 800 and it took me all 4 years of my collegiate career to really nail it. So what has been different this year versus, your freshie year?
So my training this season has definitely improved since like last season. I'm usually so busy with like gymnastics that like last season I wasn't able to make a lot of the track practices, so I had to like figure out my own workouts and run on my own. And it was really hard to find time in between everything. So, but this season I was able to run a workout right after school, and I had like a coach like helping me through and like picking out certain workouts that would work best for like me specifically. And then after that, I would be able to like go to gymnastics practice. But I definitely think that like doing cross country helped with my endurance for the 400 because last year I'd be so out of breath while running, like especially in the last 100 meters. And this year I could notice a huge difference.
Yay, plug for cross country. Yeah, I have this question. Do you think your cross country experience and endurance played a role in your sprinting success? Hey, everyone else listening, cross country makes a difference in your endurance and your experience. So
it definitely does.
Yeah. And even if cross country is not, quote, your thing, or you don't think you're a, quote, distance runner, it is going to pay dividends in any sport. I mean, I had basketball players that did cross country just to have the conditioning to run the floor in a game. So, hey, she's saying it made her better.
Yeah, it for sure did.
Yep. All right. So back to the record. You broke your own mom's 400-meter record at Algonac. It has been the record since 1998. So what did that mean? I saw the little video where she passes you the baton and it has the name. And I thought that was such a cool way to just showcase that really amazing moment between family members. But what did that mean to both of you? And then are there any other school records that you have maybe on your mind to break?
It meant so much to me and my mom. Like breaking the record meant so much to even just her. I think it meant more to her than it meant to me, but we were so happy when I finally broke it. And one of my coaches actually used to tease me all the time about it. He would tell me good job, and then he would say, "Your mom is still faster than you." So, yeah, so another one of my coaches had like the idea to make the video. And then surprisingly, we were really surprised. It ended up getting 46,000 views and
Oh
like
my.
1,300 likes.
Yeah, it was obviously something that resonated with people so they could relate.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's cool.
we were really surprised. But so I don't really have any other school records, but I really want to try and beat the 200 or the 800 school record.
Okay. And I think is the 800 record Kate Bennett?
Yeah,
Yeah, and she just
it
said that
is.
last year in a great state meet too.
Yeah,
Well, big shoes to fill and,
for
goals to
sure.
go after. And I know that she would be the first person to encourage you to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just a very kind and encouraging person. So, um, I do want to ask about, what do you prefer? Like, do you prefer the shorter sprints, or do you now feel like the 400 is more something that you like?
I definitely feel like the 400 is more of something that I like.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's endurance and speed. So if you got a good mix, and that translates well to the 800 because technically on the
Mhm.
world stage, the 800 is called a dash or a sprint. So
Yeah.
it definitely is. If you look at the times that the pros run, oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yep. Yep. Uh, I have a teammate from high school. She's obviously an adult and a mom now, but her daughter broke her school record in the mile. So that was a really cool
Oh,
moment to see them both, trade places on the board. So,
yeah.
yep.
It's really cool.
Yep. Well, what are your goals as you're looking ahead? I know we just finished a season and things are kind of still fresh from 2026, but if you're looking ahead maybe towards the fall for cross country or thinking about next track season, is there anything that just pops in your mind? Like, I want to do that or I want to achieve that time?
So yeah, I have a few goals for this cross country season. So one of my goals, I definitely want to try and like PR early in the season to eventually get on track to be one of the top 25 cross country runners at my school. And I would also like to try to qualify for states this coming up season for cross country. And then next year for track, I would like to beat my own record again in the 400. And I really want to improve my 800 times.
Okay.
And this year I was only one place away from making states to the 800. So I want to like try really hard to qualify for both the 400 and the 800.
Okay. And that's a tough double. So
Yeah.
more power to you. um, And I know, bummer, Algonac's not in the BWAC in the fall.
I know
They're
it's going to be
moving.
so weird.
I know. Is it the MAC you guys moved into?
Yeah.
Okay. And we are moving in Macomb Lutheran North to the BWAC. So
Oh,
there's
really?
definitely going to be some dynamics that are going to shift within our league. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of sad. But I mean, if it's better for your school and your athletes, then
Yeah, it probably is.
yeah. Well, let's switch gears a little bit from running to gymnastics. I am not a gymnast, know nothing about gymnastics. I just have heard, word on the street is you're pretty legit. So let's talk about, okay, what are you into as far as like level and when are you competing and what are you doing and are you traveling, all the things. And then how are you balancing that with school and running? I mean, that's a lot. So just
Yeah, it is.
talk about like what kind of gymnastic achievements you have and anything you want to tell us.
Okay, so I've been in gymnastics for basically like my whole life. I started like doing the little toddler classes when I was like 1.5, 2 years old. I literally do not remember a time where gymnastics was not a part of my life. But so we travel a lot. Like this year, we do like a flyaway every year. So this year we went to Florida, and last year we went to like Texas, and we've been to South Carolina and Arizona, and I think that's everywhere we've been. And we've been to Florida a few times. So we travel a lot for that. And so after the season, I've competed 9 years of competitive gymnastics, and balancing school, running, and gymnastics has not been easy, but I enjoyed doing all of it. And let me just say it's really hard to going to track practice and doing a hard workout, and then after that going to practice gymnastics for 4 hours.
Oh my
But I'm
goodness.
so
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm so lucky to have track coaches that support my gymnastics career and to have gymnastics coaches that support my running career. And I have many achievements in gymnastics, so I'll only say a few. So this season was my first year competing level 9, and there's 10 levels in gymnastics. So I'm in level 9.
Okay.
And so this year I took home 3 firsts, a second, and a third place medal home for vault. And then at states this year, I took home a sixth place medal on balance beam and qualified for regionals on floor. And I think doing gymnastics has taught me so much for like even just like running and like just life in general.
So, pole vault, have you given that a thought?
I tried doing it in like seventh grade, but I could not figure it out. I know that like a lot of gymnasts like
Mm-hmm.
are end up being really good at pole vault, but I just could not figure it out. But my sister actually is in middle school and she does pole vault and she's actually pretty good at it.
Okay. Yeah, I interviewed a pole vaulter. She actually went to the Olympic trials. She was a state champ from Port Huron Northern years ago. She's now in an elite team, a pro pole vault team, but she
Oh my
said being a
gosh.
gymnast gave her a huge advantage because she was just used
Yeah.
to being upside down. Not me. Well, I was curious to see if that had been something. So it sounds like you tried it and it just wasn't your thing. And that's okay. I was
Yeah.
just curious. So, well, do you think that anything that you're doing in gymnastics event wise has translated really well to running? I mean, you're vaulting, you're doing all
Yeah.
kinds of flips and sorts of stuff. Or has there been anything where you're like, ooh, that in gymnastics has made it tricky? I know that the injury rate in gymnasts is probably higher than in running.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious to see, for pros and cons, I guess.
So, I definitely got a lot of my speed from like vaulting and stuff because you have to run full speed and then like vault onto like a vault table. And I think I've gotten like a lot of like my power from tumbling and stuff. But the only bad thing is like having to worry about like getting injured and then I can't like run or do gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
But not only did it give me like gymnastics, not only did it give me like the strength that I need to be able to like succeed in track, but it also taught me like the determination, the discipline and perseverance I needed for track and like to like mentally be able to run all of my events like how I do. Cause the 400 is really hard, like not only physically, but mentally.
Yep.
So I think doing gymnastics has pushed me through that because there's so many times in gymnastics where you get like mental blocks and you have to eventually get over them so you can like compete.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. And I feel like that's one piece that a lot of athletes overlook. They do a lot of the physical preparation, but they don't necessarily think about the psychology or the mental aspect of being an
Yeah.
athlete. And it is so much self-talk in running.
Yeah. There's so much.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I know. So it's interesting to hear that there's that in gymnastics too. Um, have you ever thought about long jump? I mean,
I actually did do long jump in seventh grade, I think. I did a
okay.
lot of stuff in seventh grade, and I think
Okay.
I was actually pretty good at it. And I was thinking about trying it again because I haven't tried it since. And just seeing how, like, good at it I would be,
Mm-hmm.
because when I did it in 7th grade, it was like vaulting, because you had to like
Mm-hmm.
take the same steps, and like I would jump off the same foot and everything. So I think I would actually do pretty good.
Yeah, I think maybe high jump too. If you're doing flips and stuff, you probably have
Yeah,
some
and like
good
the
vertical.
flexibility.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
vertical bend over the bar and all that. You never know. Well, who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe you'll be the next heptathlete. We have one already. Sadie Dykstra is going to be the next one to come out of the Blue Water area, I think. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, yep. All right, well, let's find out some fun things about you. So, if we're talking food, which I hope you eat a ton because you are burning tons of calories, and to be healthy, I'm sure you've got to be continually eating. But what is your go-to fuel that you might reach for on a meat day? And just so you know, I make no judgments on what you pick to eat. And then if you're not competing and it's just your favorite food, so like, competition food versus food you just like.
Okay, so on meat day, I pretty much eat the same thing like every like meat day. So every morning during track season, I would eat peanut butter toast with a banana every morning, no matter like what morning it was. It would always be peanut butter toast and a banana. And then for meat days, I would usually bring I would pack school for lunch. I would pack lunch for school, and I would usually bring like a Caesar salad or like a chicken Caesar wrap. And then a few hours before my race, I would eat like a peanut butter and jelly. And then like 45 minutes before I would race, I would eat like pretzels or like a granola bar or like stuff like that. And it seemed to work.
Mm-hmm.
But so my favorite food of all time is actually like really specific. So at my gymnastics banquets, they have this like Alfredo pasta, and it's literally like the best Alfredo I've ever had. I look forward to going to my gymnastics banquets every single time just to eat the pasta.
Well, do you know where it's from?
um it's from like a restaurant, and it's called Tina's.
Okay.
So I've never like been to the actual restaurant. I've only been to like the banquet hall, but it's literally the best pasta I've ever had.
Okay. Well, it sounds good. I mean, I'm a good pasta fan. So. Music. What is the one song that you would put on your playlist?
Okay, I can't say there's like a specific song, but I listen to like a lot of Zach Bryan. Like I went to a few of his concerts. I went in September and May. So I would listen to him a lot before my races.
Okay. If you could pick a track meet to compete at that was one of your favorites, just either the atmosphere or the competition, which one would you choose?
Okay, I have like a few different ones for different reasons. So one of my first favorite meet, I would say, is the Barnyard Invitational that Romeo hosts,
Mm-hmm.
and that one's just one of my favorite meets because it has such a like positive like atmosphere and energy, and every time I go there, I set like a season best, and it's like early in the season, and I just love going there. And so another one of my favorite meets is the Algonac Friday Night Lights, and there's so many schools there. I think there's like 25ish that go, and it's just so much fun. I love the competitiveness, and I love like running in the dark underneath the lights. It's so much fun.
Yes, I love
And
that
then
too.
and then my last favorite is probably states, because there's so much competition and my adrenaline is at an all-time high. And just being at states is just such a fun experience.
Yep, it's a once in a lifetime moment, especially when you get to stand
Yes.
on the podium. I'm still advocating for better medals, though. I don't know. I feel like they could be bigger. That's just me,
Yeah.
I guess. Well, speaking of the Friday Night Lights that you host in Algonac, Algonac is a very unique place. If anyone has ever been there, driving in, you see the water the whole way. So, what is your favorite thing about Algonac?
Um, my favorite thing about Algonac is just have been like growing up here. and like having all my friends around me. It's just so much fun. And I love hanging out with my friends, especially in the summers. Then we can like go out on the boat, like, and go out on the water and go swimming. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a water lifestyle there. Do
Yeah.
you have a boat or do you just know people that do?
Yeah, we have a boat. We actually went out on the boat today.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, it was really fun, but it was
Yeah.
really cold.
Oh, well, I mean, it's warm out, but the water is definitely not warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go up to Lake Michigan a lot, and I once fell out of my kayak in mid-May, and
Oh
it was
my
55
gosh.
degrees. And I will tell you right now, when they say it'll take your breath away, whoo, wear a
Yeah,
life
it's
jacket
freezing.
because, ooh, it was brutal. And then I had to swim to shore, so
Oh my
that made it
gosh.
even worse. Yeah.
At
Well,
that point, you just feel like you're numb.
yeah. It's that cold shock response where you're like, and you can't catch your breath.
Yeah.
It was bad. So I will never fall out of my kayak again if I can help it. Well, what do you like to do outside of school and athletics? I know that does take a lot of your time, but if you
Yeah.
have a day to relax and just hang out and chill, what are you going to pick to do?
So outside of everything else, I love spending time with like my friends and family. And me and my family go on like a lot of vacations during like the summertime. We actually went to Hawaii a few years ago and we had so much fun there. And I want to go back really bad.
Hmm.
And then in a few weeks, we're going to Iceland, like right when we get out of school.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And
Yeah.
then every August, we go down to the Florida Keys and we go lobster diving and we like catch lobster.
Wow.
Yeah, it's something like unique that our family does. We've been doing it since I was like 9, I think.
Okay. So, how
But
does one exactly catch a lobster?
okay, so you have like a net and then you wear like gloves and then so you like go snorkeling and then you pretty much just dive down and then you like catch it in the net, except these ones they don't have like claws so they won't pinch you, so they just have like they're just like spiny, they're
Oh,
spiny lobsters.
okay.
So if you're like wearing the gloves then you won't get like poked or anything. But yeah, you just basically just dive down and then catch them in your net and then you come back up.
So, do you eat them later?
My dad does. I don't really like
Okay.
lobster that much, but my dad does, my grandma does, like a lot of people
Okay.
in my family do.
Well, you put enough butter on anything, it tastes good. That's my opinion. I that would be my main concern. Would I get pinched? So it sounds like you
No,
got that part
so
figured out.
yeah.
All right. Well, do you have a favorite pro athlete from any sport?
Um, yeah, I would definitely say like definitely like a gymnast. I'd say like Simone Biles or Suni Lee. They're both Olympians and they're both really good.
Hmm. Well, when I was in high school, it was the Carrie Strug team. I don't know if
Yeah.
you're familiar with that whole story, but she's got that epic moment where they were going to lose the team title if she didn't land this vault, and then she had an injury, and Shannon
Oh
Miller,
yeah.
yeah, Shannon Miller was, the gold medalist on the balance beam, and so that whole team was the team I grew up watching, and um, so gymnastics has evolved to be pretty crazy, like the
Yes.
things they do now. I'm like, whoa, I'm not sure
Yeah.
how someone's body can physically do that.
Yeah, I could never imagine doing that kind of stuff.
No, me either. Well, clearly, I tried to do a cartwheel the other day at school. I'm an elementary teacher, and I thought, no big deal, right? What's a cartwheel? Apparently, there is a point in your life where you stop being able to do a cartwheel, or you reach an age where your body's like, no, thank you. Because I tried to do it. I'm like, guys, I think I hurt myself. So, no cartwheels for me
So
anymore.
funny.
Yep. All right. If you could stop the bus, let's say the whole team was with you, you just got a state medal, you're celebrating, you're pulling the bus over wherever you want. Where are you going to stop?
Ooh, I think I would stop at Chick-fil-A.
Mm. Okay. What would
I
you
love
order?
Chick-fil-A. I would probably order like an 8-piece of the like chicken nuggets, and then I would get fries, and then like probably a frosted lemonade.
Yes, you got to go with the lemonade.
Yes.
So good. I know that's my favorite thing there. I really like their salads. That's what I get because they're just so good.
I've actually never had one of their salads.
Oh, they're so good. Their dressing is a special kind too. I don't know what they call it, but it's just so good. I agree. That's one of my favorites.
I'm going to have to try one.
Yep. Well, and the nice thing is now there's more around Michigan because 10 years ago there were none. So they finally made their way north.
I know.
We always used to have to stop on our way to Florida because there weren't any here.
Yeah, that's what we did. We would stop in like Ohio and get Chick-fil-A.
Yep. Well, they finally realized that Michigan people like them too. So they came this way. Well, Jenna, it has been awesome to talk with you and hear about your life and your race. And since we have 2 more years to watch you run, I'm sure there'll be lots more to talk about in the future. So thanks for taking time out of your night, and congratulations again. It's so
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Please share the podcast to help spread the word about Blue Water Running's mission, which is to feature and celebrate the achievements of high school and collegiate cross-country and track and field athletes from our area. You can follow Blue Water Running on Instagram, X, Facebook, and YouTube, along with meet and athlete reports and photographs on the website at bluewaterrunning.org.